Let's begin with a warm-up. We'll start with 8 neck extensions and flexions. Now turn your head to the right, to the center, to the left, and then to the center 8 times. Now let's do 8 shoulder rolls backwards, and then 8 forward shoulder rolls. Now let's do 8 backward arm circles with partial squats. Now open your feet wide, bend forward at the waist, keeping your legs straight, and reach and try to touch each ankle 8 times on each side. Now let's do 8 alternating straight up leg kicks. Now place your fists together and on your chest with your elbows up, rotate left and right, 8 in each direction. Don't forget to turn your feet as well as your hips. The first exercise we're going to do is the kneeling push-up. Place your hands a little wider than shoulder width, slowly lower your chest towards the floor and then push straight back up. Perform 20 repetitions. Pick up a single dumbbell and hold it against your upper chest. Open out your feet a little wider than shoulder width. Squat down, keeping your chest up and pushing your hips back towards your heels. Perform 20 repetitions. Now pick up a second dumbbell and then stand with your elbows bent at 90 degrees and your forearms vertical. Then press the weights up over the crown of your head before returning to the start. Perform 20 repetitions. Lie down with your feet off the floor and your knees bent at 90 degrees, then sit up into a crunch position. Lower your left heel towards the floor and at the same time bring your left elbow towards your right knee. Now switch sides, lowering your right heel to the floor and bringing your right elbow towards your left knee. Continue alternating sides, keeping your torso lifted off the floor. This will better recruit your abdominals and obliques. Perform 10 repetitions on each side. Now rest for 1 to 2 minutes before continuing with the second circuit. Place the dumbbells on your shoulders and then step up onto a step or a bench or even a stair. Keep your left foot on the step and then step back with the right foot. Try to just step with the ball of the foot, not the whole foot, to keep the weight on that left leg. Perform 10 repetitions. Step back 10 times with the left foot. Lie face down on the floor and then lift your torso and your arms off the floor. Pull your elbows back towards the base of your spine, keeping your forearms parallel to the floor. Extend your arms back out to the start position and then repeat the movement for a total of 20 repetitions. Try to keep your neck neutral and keep your torso lifted off the floor throughout the whole movement. Pick up a single weight and hold it between each hand. Stand with your feet a little wider than shoulder width apart. Now squat, pushing your hips back and bringing the weight through your legs. Drive your hips forward, swinging the weight out in front of you. Keep your shoulders relaxed as you focus on using your glutes to drive the weight forwards. Perform 20 repetitions. Now pick up a second weight. Now stand with your feet shoulder width apart, holding the dumbbells with your palms facing you and your knuckles pointing towards the floor. Lift the weights under your chin by pulling your elbows up towards your ears. Perform 20 repetitions. Maintain a slight forward lean at the waist. This will help you better recruit your shoulders. Rest for 1 to 2 minutes before finishing with the stretches. We'll start with the back bend. Raise your arms up over your head and then bend forwards at the hips and slowly lower your hands towards the floor. Step back with the right leg and bring the right knee and the right foot onto the mat. Raise your right arm overhead and push your right hip forwards. This will give you a deep stretch in the hip flexor muscles. Now sit back onto your right heel and at the same time try to straighten out your left leg to stretch those hamstring muscles. Now step forwards with your right leg and stretch the left hip flexor. Now try to sit back onto your left heel and stretch your right hamstring muscles. Now come onto your hands and knees and slowly lower your hips and chest towards the floor. Lift up your chest, pushing your shoulders away from your hands. Sit back on your heels, bring your forehead to the mat, and push your shoulders away from your wrists. Come up onto your toes and then lift your hips up towards the ceiling, and then push your heels down towards the floor, and at the same time push your shoulders away from your hands. Now try to walk your feet in towards your hands, keeping your legs as straight as possible. Bring your forearms behind your knees and gently pull your chest in towards your thighs. Take a deep breath in, and at the same time slowly come up to a standing position, raising your arms up behind your head and stretching out your hips. Great job everyone, you've just completed my peripheral heart action workout.